Congressman Matt Gaetz and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're here for, I believe, what is their third stop on their Save America / America First tour, and we are in Dalton, Georgia. So we are actually in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, North Georgia. It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours with traffic north of Atlanta. We're excited to be here. For those of you who don't know, this is my home state, so I get extra excited for anything that has to do with Georgia. So welcome everyone for tuning in and for joining us. A little run through of what you can expect tonight. Again, this event is going to start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, based on the similar events that we've been to along this tour, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Greene open up with Marjorie Greene taking the stage first. In Phoenix, we had a few pre-speakers, so I'm going to check and see if we have any of those tonight. We just received some details, so let me check. All right, looks like we're going to have, of course, the prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to go straight into some of the opening remarks. We're going to have both the Congress representatives speaking here today, and we're excited for it. We can expect to hear some of the similar rhetoric from Phoenix as well as the one in the Villages, Florida. So it's going to be a great event, and we want to thank you guys for tuning in. There's a lot going on right now. You can see, trying to still figure out some stuff. This was a big day for RSBN, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage all of you to check out our Instagram and our Twitter. Those are at RSB Network. We post all of our breaking news right there, as well as our website, www.rsbnetwork.com. And one of the newest additions to our lineup, we are just creating a media mogul right here, is the RSBN app. Now, a lot of you have heard about it, and some of you haven't. We get a lot of questions, but general consensus, I believe, is that people love it. So you can actually download RSBN. You can have it as a Roku channel. So I've been able to see photos of it, right in people's living rooms. I absolutely love that. We're working hard to get some 24-hour programming going. So if you're familiar with Roku, you have it, you know what it is. All you have to do is search RSBN, and you will have the RSBN channel live in your home. Now, that also is on Google Play and Amazon Fire, as well as, of course, the app stores. I believe it's Samsung or Android and Apple, both of those app stores. All you have to do is search RSBN. You'll download the app. It is super user-friendly, so you can click live and watch anytime we're live, as well as articles, and you can watch past events. So if you want to see about President Trump's CPAC speech, one of his last biggest speeches that he's given, if you miss President Trump, that is a great resource to use. You can watch previous State of the Unions. Of course, we all miss those as well. Really a cool tool. So go to your app store, search RSBN, find it on your Roku. I want to encourage you guys to download it right now. Let's break 1,000 downloads. We got 1,000 downloads, a little over 1,000 downloads at the last rally for Gaetz and Greene that I was at, so hopefully we'll break that again today. Now, another reason you need to download it is that we have some new programming. I have never been prouder to announce new programming to Right Side Broadcast Network. The very own Ms. Laura Trump, host of The Right View, is going to be allowing RSBN to stream her show, so you can check out The Right View. A new episode will be airing tonight on RSBN. Check it out. You can watch on all of our socials, as well as the app, the Roku, any of what I just named. We will be streaming it there. Super exciting. We're also going to be having that on our app throughout the week, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You're going to be able to watch those shows. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday is going to be new shows that she's come out with. So welcome Laura Trump and The Right View to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Everyone who's watching RSBN, you guys know we're family here. I want to encourage all of you to go show her some RSBN love. I know you guys are my warriors. So she's on Twitter and she's on Instagram, but The Right View is the Instagram account. I want all of you to go blow that up right now. Go follow on Instagram. It's at The Right View. Comment on her last post and say, hi from RSBN, welcome to RSBN. RSBN loves you. We want her to see that we just absolutely adore her, and we're so glad, and we are welcoming her to RSBN with open arms and thankful to have that programming. So I'll go over all of that a little bit more. I know it's a lot to ingest, but tonight we are here in Dalton, Georgia. I'm Liz Willis, VP of Operations for Right Side Broadcasting Network. This is the third stop in the America First Tour with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida. This is Marjorie's state, the great state of Georgia. So we're excited to see if she brings a little bit extra passion and spice. I'm sure she will. Georgia's a great state. I'm proud to be from here. I know she is too. We've talked about it a little before. Now, I know some of you have seen that President Trump has announced he'll be having rallies. He's announced North Carolina, Ohio, Florida, and Georgia. How could I forget? And we're still waiting on some dates from those, but I promise you RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting Network, will be there. We'll be there bigger and better than ever before. We're striving for absolute excellence. We're going to have 2 teams at each of these rallies, one specifically designated for the pre-show, so that we can save all of our energy and really conduct it as perfectly as possible. And this is history. We thought we were done during the campaign cycle. President Trump hasn't given up, so we're not either. With that being said, we want to remind you guys, we're almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to stay in business, travel this country, and show you these incredible conservative events that are happening. So there's a number of ways you can help support us. Number one being by donating. You can donate by going to our website, www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The second way is if you're watching on YouTube, which I will check in just a second. So if you get your donations in there, I'll be giving some shout outs. You can click that $ in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube Super Chat. It's super fun and easy. You'll just type in your information and absolutely any amount, every single dollar helps. I'll be shouting those out in just a second, but your name will come up highlighted. You can leave a message if you want it read, or if you want to give a shout out to somebody watching, then you're welcome to do that as well. I'm happy to read those. Now, the third way is by sending a check. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. I know it's a little fast, so moderators, I'm going to ask you to drop that address down in the chat room. Thank you so much for being here today, moderators. We appreciate you as always. Finally, I want to say thank you to My Pillow and Mike Lindell. You guys know he's been a friend of RSBN for quite some time now. Actually, I was talking to him yesterday on the phone about what happened in Nashville at the Governor's Retreat dinner event. It was pretty sad having to hear about it. I said, Mike, this just breaks my heart. He was laughing. He said, Liz, it's okay. You know, it got me back in the media again, and now I can do what I need to do. I can talk about what's happened with the election. And I was like, all right, Mike, this man is just powering through it, taking it with grace and using every bit of energy and resources he has to stand up and fight for the American people. So I want you guys to check out his store. Go to www.mypillow.com. Use code RSBN for up to 66% off your entire order. This is one of the biggest promo codes to date. His original pillow that's normally $69.98 goes to $29.98, and that is the biggest sale, biggest discount they've ever done on their standard My Pillows. So make sure you check them out. This code is also applicable at mystore.com, which is Mike Lindell's rival to Amazon. When people ask me where to get flags and patriotic gear, I often direct them over to that. So again, go to www.mypillow.com. Use code RSBN for up to 66% off your entire order. That way they know RSBN sent you, and we're going to continue supporting My Pillow. Check them out. Now, you guys, have y'all gone and shouted out Laura Trump on her page for her show At the Right View on Instagram? Hopefully you have. I'm going to be pulling that up in just a second. Also, let's make sure you're following Right Side Broadcasting Network. We never know when big tech is going to censor us again, so it's imperative that you're following all of our accounts, as well as some of our newer accounts like Telegram. Telegram is a great platform that we have never been censored from. I think it's safe to say that's the only one that we've never had to deal with censorship on. So it's Right Side Broadcasting Network. You'll see that we're verified there as well. We post a lot of events there as well. So in case anything, God forbid, ever happens to our Twitter or our Instagram, that's a great resource for you to use. I'm going to step off the microphone, or I'll be on the microphone. I'm going to step off the side to the camera so we can pan these crowds and show you guys the room. We are 19 minutes out of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz' speech here tonight at the America First rally. So you guys don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. Live chat on YouTube if you guys want to get your donations rolling, or if you have any shout outs, it doesn't even have to be a donation. let me know. You can tag me, Liz Willis, and it'll highlight my name so I can see that pretty easily. We have 1.1 thousand watching right now. So thank you to everyone tuning in. Help me get some more activity. We easily can beat that. We need to get to 10K. So you guys, if you don't mind liking and sharing this stream with your family and friends, we'd really appreciate it. I have a personal goal of every event, non-President Trump event I go to, that is 10K. I want this to be 10K tonight. You guys can make that happen. Even if donating is not an option, you guys, your power, especially in this generation, in this age with social media, is invaluable. The influence that you have, whether it just be your Facebook, even if you think, oh, it's only my family and friends, if you can just help us reach that one new person, that one new viewer for Right Side Broadcasting Network, it means the world to us and we appreciate it. So don't be afraid to speak up. It is too late for that. America needs to stand up. We've got to fight. We can't be afraid to be conservative. Copy and paste this link to your Facebook, your Twitter. You can share it on Facebook as well. If it's on Twitter, we're live streaming, retweet it, take some of the graphics, take screenshots, text your family and friends, let them know what's happening. Use us as a resource. That's one of our biggest missions here at RSBN. It's difficult, even as press, this is my main job, to find events, to get to them, to cover them, to broadcast them out, not just so we can have great viewership and bring in money, but so that we can educate the American people. This has been our platform from the beginning. Our goal is to live stream without edits, without commercial breaks. When the speakers are going, we do not go to commercial breaks. We don't cut, we don't crop, any of that. We want everybody to be able to watch this in its entirety. It's our passion. So please make sure you're liking and sharing this. It's time that we get America educated and we let that red wave come back and come back strong, especially with midterms around the corner and President Trump bringing about these rallies that are soon to happen. We got to make sure that our viewership is up and that our war chest is fully stocked. I want to say hi to everyone. I'll give some quick shout outs to those in the YouTube super chat. Johnny Blade, Lois Miller. We have Goa, who said greetings from Chile. And we have Congressman Matt Gaetz, who just commented and said thank you for tuning in. So perfect timing to check that out. Again, hello, Congressman Matt Gaetz. We are excited to have you and to see you on the stage in just a few minutes. We're about 15 minutes out, and we're going to work on building this crowd up online. So you guys, Congressman Matt Gaetz is watching. Drop in the comments if you have something to say to him. I also want to take a quick moment to read from another partner, the Patriot Mobile. You guys are probably familiar with them from our rallies. They were an incredible partner back then, and they're an incredible partner now. I know most of you are patriots, and you're probably concerned about what's going on in our country, but now more than ever, it's time to support companies and organizations that share our values. This is Patriot Mobile, and they have a valuable promotion that makes it easy to support this great company. If you switch now and you bring your phone, you can get 50% off your first 2 months plus a free Patriot starter kit. You can also enter the Be a Patriot contest and win a free phone and cellular service for life. Patriot Mobile has the broadest nationwide coverage and uses the same towers as everyone. They have plans to fit in any budget and great multi-line discounts. Switching is easy. Go to patriotmobile.com or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Again, that's 972-PATRIOT. Police, veterans, first responders, save even more. Make the switch today. Get the discount, the free starter kit, a chance to win using the offer code BAPatriot. Find contest details on their website. That's patriotmobile.com, patriotmobile.com, or 972-PATRIOT if you're choosing to call. I have worked with Patriot Mobile in the past. I absolutely love them. Fun stories from the rally. We used to have some Patriot Mobile phones that our company would use because half the time our cell phone networks don't work. So I'd be like on my Verizon phone and I'd be talking to Jordan or whoever had it. I'd be like, what's going on? What phone do you have? Why is that one working? They'd be like, oh, it's Patriot Mobile. So don't be afraid that because it's not one of those big name networks that it's not going to work. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They're able, instead of being a big name, they're using their power to support other patriotic companies, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Conservatives might get canceled, but we speak with our wallets and our voices. So we are excited to talk to you guys a little bit more about them. We are 13 minutes out of today's rally. There are 500 chairs here tonight. Again, 500 chairs. I'd say we're at about 85 to 90% capacity right now as far as filling chairs goes. It looks like most of the general chairs are booked. There is, what I'm seeing open right now is VIP seating. So again, the free chairs are open. Now, if you bought a VIP ticket, you are able to have a seat saved for you up front. So that's super exciting. If you are going to work late, I know one of my friends said, I bought the VIP so I don't have to wait in line. So I just saw her waving to us, an RSBN viewer. She was waving from the front row. So if you see one of these coming to your town and that's something you're worried about, if you know you live in a really conservative town and you're worried that the line's going to be around the block, which has happened, I've seen it happen before, make sure to get those VIP tickets. Otherwise, you can take your chance. You might get a chair if you get here a little bit early. Now, this was mostly full. I'd say it's about halfway full by the time I arrived. And I arrived here at 5 p.m. So we've kind of just been chilling in the past hour. We've got some music going on that is similar to President Trump rallies and a very similar playlist. Don't forget, you guys, you can download the RSBN app. This is new. We released it, I believe it was about a month ago. Help me reach 1,000 downloads today. You can search RSBN in the App Store for the Amazon App Store or the Apple App Store or the Android App Store. We're also available on Google Play, Amazon Fire, and the crowd favorite being Roku TV. Absolutely love when you guys tag RSBN in photos where you've got Roku TV set up and you've got RSBN, the RSBN channel playing in the background. That is just absolute beauty to me. So make sure that when you're posting that, you tag us. We can see it, retweet it, and get that out to our followers. Help us share the good news. We also, following tonight's event, we are going to be doing our debut with Laura Trump's The Right View. So that is quite a tongue twister with the right side, but the right side now has the right view. It is the newest addition to our programming. It's going to be 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. That app that I told you about is how you can watch it, as well as our YouTube channel. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be new programming, new shows by her. The rest of the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, will be reruns, so you don't want to miss that. But help us welcome her by going to Instagram, search The Right View. That is the official show's channel. You can see that it's followed by Laura Trump. And comment on all her stuff. I want you guys to just blow it up. Let her know that RSBN sent you, that she is welcome to our network, that we love her. I know you guys adore her and you're just as excited as I am. I want her to see it. I want her social medias to just be overflowing right now. It's free for you guys to do. Go show her some love. Follow her, like her recent videos, and make sure to comment as well. Tag us so we can go and like your comments as well. The power of social media, you guys. It's great. We've got a voice no matter what big tech continues to try to do. So let's use that voice for good. Looks like we've got some Patriots here in the crowd. I'm going to pause for a quick second so I can jump down and get some interviews going. So we're going to pause on the mic, and I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. We're going to continue to pan these crowds as it fills in. We are 9 minutes shy of the event starting here today in Georgia. We've got a Right Side Broadcasting viewer here with us, the host of her very own podcast. So I'm going to introduce her, and we're going to talk a little bit about what she thinks of today's event. So what's your name and where are you from?
Ashley from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Some of you might know me as the Unsilent Patriot.
Very cool. And is this your first Marjorie, Greene, and Matt Gaetz rally?
Yes, it is. I actually met Marjorie before at the Don Jr. rally when he went to Atlanta. You guys weren't there. And then I met her again. I got to go back in the back with my bougie VIP ticket and meet them and say hi. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
So you're used to getting bougie VIP tickets, because I was just talking to them. I was talking to them as in my viewers, my friends. But do you have VIP tonight as well? Is that correct?
I do. Yes. You'll find me up in the front near the stage.
And for those who are not familiar with how to come to these events or how to find them or how to get VIP tickets, what website did you use for that, and how can you recommend to people to be able to follow these political events like you're able to do?
Well, you need to follow the people that are putting them on. For example, I found out about this one because I follow Marjorie Greene, but I actually got VIP to this one because I donated to their campaigns. So they sent out an email. Once I signed up for my original ticket, they sent me a text saying you can upgrade to VIP if you donate $150. So that's how I donated tonight. I honestly didn't feel like waiting in the heat all day because it's really hot outside.
Sure, it's humid.
Yeah, it was really hot. And I'm used to Trump rallies where there's like, a million.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If you've been waiting in line at Trump rallies, I've seen you at plenty. So you can wait in line at those, but you can't wait in line here?
Well, yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time.
When Trump came to Dalton, I did actually sleep in 29-degree weather outside. So I guess I can't complain about heat.
I still have PTSD from how cold it was at some of those rallies. All right, if we had to choose between Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Greene, who are you most excited about hearing speak tonight?
I'm excited about both of them, but honestly, Marjorie is like my girl. Like, I need her on the podcast, and they wouldn't let me ask the question when I was in the back, so I'm going to be hitting her up after this, but I love her. She inspires me so much, and I love that she doesn't care what people think. Like, she's going to stand up for truth and freedom, and that's what I try to take to my podcast. So, but I love them both. They're doing great things, and I respect them a lot. So I'm excited to hear both of them.
Wonderful. Well, I'll see if I can put in a good word for you with their comms team. Are you going to be down in West Palm Beach this weekend? There's a big boat parade happening. For those who don't know, it's Boaters for Trump. They're putting it on, and it's going to be West Palm Beach Memorial Day. Will you be there?
I will. We actually leave. So after this rally tonight, we actually leave at 5 in the morning, and we're driving. I refuse to fly because I will not put on I don't want to get you guys in trouble, but...
You watch so much. I love it. I don't even have to brief you.
RSBN, we are at 9.
I feel you. So you're going to drive. Are you driving straight to West Palm Beach?
Yes, we are driving. It's like an 11-hour drive from my house. So we're leaving at 5 a.m. and driving down, and then we're staying through Tuesday. So you guys will see a lot of me there.
I love it. I can't wait to see you there. Now, were you able to get a boat to go on? I know you're... No boat yet?
No, because RSBN hasn't invited me on their boat.
RSBN does not have a boat?
I'll see you on the shore then.
We're on someone else's boat. So if we had a boat, girl, you'd be on it. But we're low budget here. So if you guys are watching and any of you voters for Trump and you have some extra space, let me know so I can pass that message along to Ashley. Two people, space for 2 people. Have you looked at their Facebook group? I saw some comments on there. Other people were looking for spots.
I've asked, but no one's responded. I think all the boats are really full because a lot of people are going, and a lot of people are flying in, so they don't have boats. I know there was like some charter buses available, but those are all full. I mean, boats available, those are all full. So, but this is the thing though. If you're in the boat, you only see what's behind you and in front of you. If you're on the shore, you see all the boats. So.
Go to the bridge is my advice. I think there's 2 bridges, and all the boats are going to go right underneath them at one point. So that's like going to be a beautiful aerial shot. We're going to get that on camera, and we'll have an RSBN crew there as well to be interviewing people. So you'll probably have a better view than I do, honestly. If y'all saw the boat parade in Tampa, Florida, I was getting rocked. I was soaking wet by the end of it. The waves did not help for a broadcast, so it'll be fun. But again, you guys, that's my friend Ashley, the Unsilent Patriot. You can find her on Instagram and search her podcast as well. It's currently 6:26 p.m., so we're 4 minutes shy of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz taking the stage here tonight. Again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Immediately following today's event, we're going to send this straight over to Laura Trump's show, The Right View. That'll begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you've got some great programming for tonight that's already lined up. You don't have to go anywhere. And I'm starting to see a lot of familiar faces coming in right now. But as far as Atlanta area and Georgia journalists goes, so it's neat to see this event. Again, just Absolutely sold out event. There are no seats left. Right now it's standing room only. The VIP seating has even filled up. So another successful event for our Georgia Congresswoman. We love to see it. If you'd like to donate, please consider donating via the YouTube Super Chat. I'm happy to read those donations out loud. And I want to encourage you guys and remind you, please like and share this stream. It's so important to us. It's completely free to you. Don't underestimate the power that you have with your social media platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or your Instagram. You can screenshot this and text it to your friends. You can share the Facebook link. You can retweet the Twitter link. There's a number of ways you can help us out that is completely free. So if donating is not an option, please like this stream, comment on the stream, share the stream. There's ways that you guys can help us beat this algorithm and fight against big tech. Even if you think it's useless, it's not. Every single comment helps us. Looks like we have 2,000 waiting right now, and we are just 2 minutes away. Just said that Dram V Starlucrindio, I'm sorry if I butchered that, says Liz sounds like Kimberly Guilfoyle. You know what? I'll take it as a compliment. Again, my name's Liz Willis, and I am your host for tonight's event. We have a lot of events coming up this weekend. Starting Monday, we are going to have the largest President Trump boat parade in the country. This is going to be the Memorial Day boat parade live from West Palm Beach / Jupiter. RSBN will be on one of the 2 lead boats. With one of our crews, we'll have a second crew on shore, being able to get some of those aerial shots of the boats going under the bridges. You're not going to want to miss this. This begins, I believe, at 11 a.m. Eastern on May 31st. That's Monday, Memorial Day. So tune in for that. That is likely going to be brought to you by My Patriot Supply. So stand by for more details on that. If you've been wanting to purchase from them, we'll have a special discount code and offer for you that day only. Today, however, is brought to you by MyPillow. So go to www.mypillow.com, and don't forget that code RSBN is good for up to 66% off your entire order there. You can also use that code at mystore.com for up to 66% off as well. The biggest sale ever, the biggest discount they've ever given on their standard MyPillows is happening right now. Code RSBN is applicable to that. Their standard MyPillows go from $69.98 to $29.98. So if you've been on the fence about getting one, or if you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Make sure to use code RSBN. We want to say thank you to Mike as well. We just recorded an interview with him, and we're going to be broadcasting that out, I believe, within the next 24 hours. We're waiting to see when it fits into our programming. So thank you to the 2.3 thousand that are watching on the YouTube. We are also on Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, our app, Amazon Fire, Google Play, and many others. It's a tongue twister just trying to remember some of these. Thank you to History for being here, and Miss Lynn Jean for being here. It is officially 6:30 p.m. This is the start time of tonight's rally, and we're still waiting for Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene to take the stage here today. So we're going to be starting absolutely any minute. Now's a great time to go ahead and share this with your friends and family. Again, we're live in Dalton, Georgia today for a 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time America First rally with Congressman Matt Gaetz and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. My name's Liz Willis with Right Side Broadcasting Network. Please make sure to follow us on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram and Twitter at RSB Network. We are on Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting Network, and Telegram as well, Right Side Broadcasting Network. So many different outlets for you to watch on. Our app is about a month old now to the public. We're super excited. Our goal today is 1,000 viewers. So if you're new, please download our app. You can search that in the Amazon app, I don't know, I say that every time. The Apple App Store, Google Play, Roku, or Amazon Fire, as well as the Android App Store. All you have to do is search RSBN for all of those, and it'll pull up. Super easy and a great way for you to enjoy our programming. Again, we're working towards 24-hour programming here today, so we're so close to having that completely nailed down. Immediately after today's event with Congressman Matt Gaetz and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, we are going to be having The Right View. That starts 8 p.m. Eastern Time with Laura Trump. We're very excited to have that debuting for our network here today. It is the newest programming that we've added And we're hoping to add programming and a new show every single week until we get that completely booked up. So again, make sure you've downloaded all of those different apps and platforms to make sure you're able to watch it wherever you are. President Trump has announced that he will be doing 4 rallies coming up, and those 4 rallies, the states he said they will be in are North Carolina, Ohio, Florida, and Georgia. Personally, I'm most excited about the Georgia rally, but let me know which ones you're most excited about or which one you are planning to go to. Now, we don't know if it's official if President Trump will do another 2024 campaign. So I'd say it's about 50-50 from what I'm hearing. Of course, I'm hopeful that that he's definitely going to. We need to get President Trump back in the office. However, this might be some of the last rallies we see of him, so I want to encourage you guys, if you're on the fence about it, to get up and go. These rallies are some of the coolest things I've ever seen, hence to why I've gone to, I think, every single one that I physically can. So they're incredible in history books. There's no way anything can do them justice the way it is to see it in person. So if he goes to a state near you, make sure that you get up and go. And if you cannot make it, I understand that as well, but make sure you tune in to Right Side Broadcasting Network and that you're subscribed to us. Keep in mind, we're almost entirely viewer funded, so your donations are what help us continue to go to these events and broadcast them out for you guys. If you appreciate them, if you like them, and you're able, please consider donating. Looks like we did get a $5 donation from Colin Poole, who said, "You are doing God's work, Laura." David Packman, code felony 21. Thank you very much, Colin. And he used my official name, Laura. So I don't know if you mean Laura Trump or me, but I will take it. Most of the time I go by Liz. So if you didn't know, my official name is Laura Elizabeth. You guys can call me Liz, though, because it's the only one I really respond well to. But speaking of Laura's, again, I want all of you guys, I'm going to go check and see if her following count has gone up yet. We are encouraging everybody to go to The Right View and check that out and follow them. Again, that's The Right View. That's on Instagram. If you're not following it, it has 1,485 followers. I'd love for that to be 2,000 followers by the end of the night. So I'm going to give y'all a goal. Go to Instagram, search The Right View. You'll see that it's Laura Trump's show's page, separate from her actual page. And I want you guys to follow it and comment on her most recent video that RSBN loves her and that you guys are excited for the programming. I see that, let's see, Sarah Lisa said, "Thank you for letting me know about this channel," and tagged RSBN. Ian5617 said, "RSBN sent me. I love this." We're getting some great comments. Thank you for those who have commented on her show, her show's page. So again, go to The Right View on Instagram. I'm reading those comments. I'm hyping her up because she deserves it. It's funny, instead of giving my handle, I'm giving someone else's. But I want The Right View to get the recognition it deserves, and we're going to be broadcasting it tonight. So let's make this the biggest online show there is. Let's get it hyped up. Let's get it out there. You guys go show her some love. Let her know that RSBN sent you guys to do that. Going to jump back into the YouTube Super Chat really quick as we are still waiting. It looks like we've got about 3,000. Don't forget, it's not too late. We're still waiting on Matt Gaetz and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene to join the crowd here today by taking the stage. We're 6 minutes behind schedule so far, but not too bad. People are still filling in. We've got signs are being passed out, and people are sitting down right now. The music's it's a pretty good level. Sometimes it's too loud, but it's just enough to keep it from being a little bit quiet in here. We don't want people to get bored while they have to wait, of course, as they're anxiously waiting for the speakers to come out. So overall, a great event. It's put on very well, and these are very similar to President Trump's rallies. So again, if there's not a President Trump rally near you, but there's an America First rally near where you live, I encourage you to go to those as well. Blondie Love, I see you in the chat room, so hello to Blondie Love. We have Family Gameplay, Cindy Roberts, hello Carol Donaldson, and Kathy and Sally Laurel, Thank you, Robert, for your support to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't already shared this, let's get it shared. Again, we're just moments away from the man and woman of the hour taking the stage here today. We're Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we'll be live completely throughout the duration of this event. If you're new here and you don't know about our code with our code with MyPillow, go check that out. Go to mypillow.com, use code RSBN, and it looks like we have got our first speaker.
Hello, everyone. What an honor and a privilege it is to me to have been asked to pray for Marjorie, the rally tonight, all of you, for our country. So let's all bow our heads and be so thankful that we've got the privilege of praying together. And you know, when I think of this privilege of being here and us getting to pray together, do you know the definition of enthusiasm? It means being full of God. And I know there's so many of you here tonight that are full of God and His Holy Spirit. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Lord, thank you, thank you. Oh, Jesus, how we love you. How we praise your holy name. How we give you thanks for allowing us to stand here tonight in free America, in Dalton, Georgia, honoring you, Lord, right here in this auditorium. Lord, we ask your blessings upon our gathering tonight. We thank you for the reason that we're here. We're here because we love America. We love our beautiful Congresswoman, Marjorie Greene. I thank you that she's from my 14th district. We're so proud of her. And Lord, we just thank you for giving us Marjorie. She's our voice where we can't be. And we're thankful for that. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, Lord, how we love you. And how we love you for giving us Marjorie. And how we love Marjorie. So continue to bless her. Lord, keep her safe every step that she takes, every breath that she breathes. Lord, keep her safe. We want her safety and her protection at all times. Lord, give her wisdom. Give her discernment. Let her walk where you would have her to walk. Say what you would have her to say. And we thank you. And we can't praise you enough for loving us first, Jesus. Now, Lord, as we're standing here praying, I want to ask your blessings upon all of our elected officials. And we want those that love you to shine so that we'll know and be able to support them when it's time to go vote for them. We want to have godly leaders in our country and in our state and right here in our county, Dalton, Georgia, Whitfield County. Now, Lord, be with the one that we've all probably been excited about, and that's our number 45, President Donald J. Trump. Oh, Lord, hear those applause. Those are shouts of love and enthusiasm for Donald Trump. Be with him this night wherever he may be. Let him feel your presence. Let him know that somewhere in this little mountain community in Dalton, Georgia, we're up on a hill praying for him. And we thank you, Lord. You know the plans you have made for him, and we just ask you to help him to walk in those plans. Now, Lord, I could just stand here and praise you all night. I love you so much, and I'm so thankful for this privilege. But, Lord, just help us all to keep our eyes on you, to be what you would have us to be as we walk in your ways. And we thank you and praise you for all that you've done for us, most of all for loving us first. In Jesus' holy name, I pray and praise. Amen.
And next, please welcome to the stage, Jerry Ramsey.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm your host for this evening. My name is Liz Willis. I'm absolutely loving watching all of this energy on social media right now. Everyone is so excited about our big news. Again, if you're not familiar with what's going on, The Right View with Laura Trump is debuting on RSBN for the very first time. This is our newest program that we have added, and we're very excited to be able to work with The Right View and to broadcast that out to you guys later. So, Laura Trump, of course, has her incredible Instagram page, but The Right View, her show, also has its own Instagram page, and just a fun little game that I've kind of entertained myself with playing for the day is to see how many people I can get to go to The Right View on Instagram and show her some love. It looks like about 10 of you guys have already done it. So I'm encouraging all of you guys. I want to see hundreds. I want her Instagram, The Right View. I think it has like 1,500 followers when it should have 1 million. So all of you guys go to Instagram and search at The Right View. Go to her most recent post and comment that RSBN sent you. Show some love, American flags. Let her know that she is welcome here, that RSBN loves her, and that we're excited to have her. Another fun thing, if you guys just really want to support conservatives, Mike Liddell is a great friend of ours, and if you're not familiar with it already, you can use code RSBN at mypillow.com for up to 66% off your entire order. That code is also applicable at my store, which is his version of a rival to Amazon. So again, that's code RSBN at mypillow.com as well as mystore.com. We've got a pre-speaker, so we're going to toss it back to the stage.
What a crowd. What an honor to be in Dalton, Georgia. You look great. Listen, let's give it up. I don't know of anybody who knows how to throw a better party with freedom-loving Americans than Marjorie Greene and Matt Gaetz. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Well, listen, I've only got a few minutes to share with you some things, and bottom line, let me start with this, and then I want to circle around, and we'll land the plane here in just a few moments. I've had the great honor of representing the 10th District of Georgia, which is just a little southeast of here in Washington. This is now my 4th term. I am an original member of the House Freedom Caucus. We started that. What an honor to serve with people like Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows and now Andy Biggs and a host of others. I tell you, absolute warriors we have with the Freedom Caucus. But I was one of the original members of the Freedom Caucus, and there were some basic principles that led all of us to get involved in this. It was things like follow the Constitution and do what the Constitution says. It was things like be an advocate for integrity. In other words, do what you said you were going to do once you get there. It was things like do that which is in the best interest of the United States of America and not yourself. And I tell you what, this is what the transition is. It is those very same things that drove me to be a part of the House Freedom Caucus that is now pulling me to run for Secretary of State in Georgia right here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, I do not believe that Brad Raffensperger has abided. I don't believe he's upheld the Constitution of Georgia. I do not believe that he has led the office of Secretary of State with integrity in any shape, form, or fashion. He has not had the best interest of Georgia on his mind, but I tell you what he has done. Boy, y'all are fired up, aren't you? Woo! But let me tell you what we do have from Brad Raffensperger. We lost the presidency here in Georgia, and we now have two of the most liberal, radical, left-wing senators in the nation because of Brad Raffensperger. So that's what we've gotten. Let me just throw a couple of things out here for you. How in the world does a Secretary of State have a conversation with the President of the United States of America and leak that conversation to the Washington Post with a narrative that was not even part of the discussion? How does he, there are so many breakdowns with our current Secretary of State. How does he now, after refusing to admit it for so long, how is he now admitting that Fulton County had multiple irregularities and problems, and yet he did nothing about it with their management? Now listen, I could go on and on and on. It is the duty of the Secretary of State to make sure that we have free and fair elections, that only legal ballots are cast, that only legal ballots are counted, and anyone else who is involved in fraudulent activity in our elections needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Let me share with you a couple of things. And I'm going to wrap up because I know we've got an awesome evening here before us. March a year ago, myself and other members of the Georgia delegation, congressional delegation, had a conversation with our Secretary of State. We urged him not to send out applications for absentee ballots to everyone on our voter registration file. We knew that was a disaster waiting to happen. Any Secretary of State will tell you that the voter registration files are between 5 and 10% inaccurate. People die every day, right? People move. There's a host of reasons our files are inaccurate. And here we have 7 million voters approximately in Georgia, 10% inaccurate files. This is a disaster about to happen. We urged him not to do it. Of course, he did it anyway. He also gave us in this state drop-off boxes, not monitored, where we had ballot harvesting and dump stations, ballot dumping taking place. We can go on and on and on and on. Friends, let me just tell you this. I'm a member of the Oversight Committee, a leading member of Oversight in Washington, D.C. For almost a year and a half now, we have been fighting on the front line to prevent H.R. 1 from becoming the law of the land, where the federal government takes over our elections. I've been a fighter for President Trump. In fact, I was the one who led Georgia's delegation in challenging Georgia's electoral votes when that took place. And it's for these reasons that within an hour of me announcing that I'm running for Secretary of State, that President Donald Trump jumped in with a glowing endorsement. He's 100% behind us. And I'm very honored by that. But let me tell you, H.R. 1 has everything in it that went wrong in Georgia. It has ballot harvesting. It has mandatory ballots being mailed to everyone on the voter registration files. No voter identification associated with that ballot. On and on and on and on. Let me tell you what we need as a Secretary of State here in Georgia. We need someone who's going to restore integrity to the election process in this state. We need someone who's going to bring back confidence in our election process to the voters. We had some 300,000 fewer voters for the Senate race than we did the presidential because people lost confidence that their vote matters. That's inexcusable. And then we need this. Oh, listen, we need someone who's not only going to stand up and enforce the laws of the state of Georgia and restore the election process here, but we need someone who's going to stand up to the Biden administration, to the federal government, and say to them, H.R. 1 is not coming to Georgia, period. And so here's the deal. Y'all, I humbly ask for a few things. Number one, I ask for your prayers. We are in the fight of our life for this country. We're in the fight of our life for this state. And I believe at the heart of it all is a spiritual battle in this country. And I ask for you to pray for God to help us. Secondly, I want to ask you for your vote. I humbly ask for you to come on board and vote. Let's give Brad Raffensperger something else to do. He has damaged our state and our country enough. It's time for him to go, and I ask for your vote. And finally, I ask for you to come on board the team. It's a big state. We got a lot of work to do, and I ask you to come on Team Heist for Secretary of State, and let's win back the state of Georgia. Let's bring fair elections back to this state, and let's go get them. God bless you. Have an awesome evening. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Brightside Broadcasting Network. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time right now. This event was scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so we're half an hour behind schedule. And people are all sitting down. They're anxiously awaiting for the Congresswoman and the Congressman to take the stage, which is going to happen absolutely any second now. If you're bored and you're waiting online, I would encourage you guys to like and share this stream. Don't forget, RSBN is almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to keep us in business and to travel this great country broadcasting these conservative events. If you would like to donate, you can go to our website, www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. It's also a great place to check out our articles that are published throughout the day on current events. You can also donate via the YouTube Super Chat. So if you're watching via YouTube, like 4,000 of you are right now, click that $sign in the bottom right-hand corner, donate absolutely any amount, and I will be reading those to give you shout-outs. So my screen is currently open. I'm able to see who donates via the YouTube Super Chat. Get those donations going. I'd be happy to give you shout-outs to any of your friends as well. You can also donate by sending a check. This is probably the most popular form of donation. This is the non-electronic form. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Thank you for considering donating to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Now, if financially donating is not an option for you guys, liking and sharing this and showing your love via comments is completely free, and we appreciate that. It's invaluable to us. It helps us really just break up that big tech algorithm that is constantly trying to keep us down. President Trump is still fighting for us, and we're going to keep on fighting. We're going to break through this. And one of the ways that we've managed to kind of circumvent this situation of social media and big tech is to create our own app. So not only was it about creating our own app, but we also had to have the servers to back that app up. That was probably the most challenging part, but we've got it. She's gorgeous, user-friendly, and we want to encourage all of you to download it. Go to your app store, whether it's Apple or Android. Go to Google Play, Amazon Fire, or even Roku. That's right. You can have an RSBN channel on your home TV. Search RSBN. Let's get that downloaded. You're going to want it because tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, this is why they need to get this show on the road. RSBN is going to be broadcasting none other than Laura Trump's The Right View. This is her debut for RSBN of this show, our first time ever having it on our platform, and we are so excited to be able to bring that to you tonight at 8 p.m. I'm also having a fun little contest. If you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram at Liz Willis, but you can also follow at The Right View. So my username is at LIZWILLIS. The Right View is at The Right View. Go leave Laura Trump some comments on her very last post and let her know that she is welcome from the RSBN fam, that RSBN loves her. Help me welcome her. Now we've got to welcome Congressman Matt Gaetz, who's currently taking the stage. Again, Matt Gaetz is taking the stage here in Dalton, Georgia. He's going to open up tonight's rally and then hand it off over to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So you've got an incredible hour and a half of programming coming up right now, and I'm going to hand it over to him.
Americans, to the greatest political show on earth. We are the Republican Party. There's not like a more coiffed Republican Party that's going to be flying off the Romney family ski slopes. There's not going to be an anti-Trump Republican Party that crawls out of Meghan McCain's mouth on The View. We're not going to be able to shake the Bush family tree again and hope that a version of compassionate conservatism falls out. This is Donald Trump's party, and I'm a Donald Trump Republican. Isn't it obvious to the establishment and the America Last media right now? It's our ideas, America First, that fills the stadiums and the halls and the ballrooms and the prairies all across this great land. We're not going back to the days of the Bushes and the McCains and the Romneys. Our way, America First, is the way forward for America. In the swamp of Washington, D.C., Marjorie Taylor Greene and I might not be considered the most powerful by the metrics they use. We don't have the big fancy titles, the chairmanships, the extended offices, all the trappings. But we have a power that they can never take away, and it is directly tied to fighting for you, advancing your interests, battling your dislikes, and ensuring that the government that we have and the party that we have is worthy of the great people of the greatest country in all the land. As we gather tonight, Paul Ryan is giving a speech in California. Taking advice on party building from Paul Ryan would be like taking advice on how to interact with your in-laws from Meghan Markle. After Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan lost, the Republican Party was in such bad shape, it literally needed an autopsy. You do an autopsy on things that aren't alive anymore. America first. We need no autopsy. This is a red-blooded American movement that is alive and well and pulsing and fighting and ensuring that the best days for this country still lie ahead. Paul Ryan is almost singularly responsible for us still having Obamacare. I mean, when we took the majority, when Trump won the White House, gosh, we thought, well, we'd pass a repeal of Obamacare. We would fulfill the commitment that we made to our people. And then political committees closely aligned to Paul Ryan took millions and millions of dollars from HMOs and other health providers, big businesses, and then they wrote the bills that didn't repeal Obamacare, but would have kept Obamacare. And then the people didn't understand what we were doing. We lost momentum, we lost the commitment that we made to our fellow Americans, and ultimately, we lost the majority as a consequence of the bad decisions that Paul Ryan made. The way forward is not a repackaged version of Paul Ryan's better way, and it's certainly not the Green New Deal and the socialist way. No, this is not a movement of cult of personality, though it is nice to actually have representatives who have some personality. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's kind of nice. I think America's greatest president had personality. But we are the party of big ideas, of exciting reforms that can ensure renewed generations of American greatness. We believe that trade deals ought to actually benefit Main Street, not just Wall Street. We believe that money from hardworking Americans shouldn't be sent abroad in foreign aid to countries that hate us. We believe our military should be strong, capable to vanquish any foe and win any battle. But we do not believe that we should be in forever wars for unknowable gain in faraway lands, thinking that we can convert barbaric places into Jeffersonian-style democracies. We believe that nation building starts at home, and pardon me if I'd rather rebuild America than rebuild Kandahar. That's right, and the best way to inspire the world is not to be the world's piggy bank or the world's policeman. The best way to inspire the world is to be the best version of ourselves, to be a shining and splendid example of what can go right when we make sound decisions, when we have sound money. You see, Joe Biden just released his $6 trillion budget. Printing more money does not make you stronger. If it did, Zimbabwe would be the biggest power in the world. We think enough of U.S. citizenship that we do not believe it should be given to people who do not come to our country legally. We believe in border security. We believe in internal enforcement of our immigration laws. So if people are not here legally, they don't get to stay. They go back to their home country and then wait in line like anyone else would be expected to do. We believe that every veteran in America ought to have health care and benefits just as good as any member of Congress. Veterans built this country. They show an elite level of patriotism. We believe that lockdowns are insane. And that critical race theory, something that teaches us to hate one another based on our identity, should be defunded, abolished, out of our schools, out of our military, and out of our country forever. And so if you believe, like we do, that America is a wonderful place, not an intractably racist country, if you believe that MAGA is inviting and patriotic, not deplorable, if you stand for the flag and kneel in prayer, if you want to build America up and not burn her to the ground, then welcome, my fellow patriots. You are in the right place. This is the movement for you. You belong here. Joining our rallies, being a part of our digital army, sharing content, liking posts, making sure that the truth gets out. We need you donating to our campaigns. I am proud to tell you that there are only 2 Republicans in the House of Representatives that do not take corporate PAC money, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. We don't work for them. We work for you. I remember one time Paul Ryan bragged to all of us about how every night during his dinners, he had to go raise $250,000 from lobbyists and special interests in order to fund the party apparatus. How can politicians take hundreds of thousands of dollars from these PACs and lobbyists and then pretend that they're not influenced by that? You see, I think that instead of Republicans going on bended knee and begging the woke corporations to love us a little more, let's actually fight for the working people of this country. If the Democrats want the woke big businesses, they can have them. I'll take the men and women who go to work, who earn a fair wage, who follow the rules, and who want America to be better for our children and grandchildren, not to surrender to the woke-topians. In this fight back, we are not powerless. This is a powerful movement. We are powerful people. As President Trump reminds us, we are the elite now. And so let us use the Constitution to strengthen our argument and our movement. We have a First Amendment right to speak and assemble, and we better use it. The internet's hall monitors out in Silicon Valley, they think they can suppress us, discourage us. Maybe if you're just a little less patriotic, maybe if you just conform to their way of thinking a little more, that you'll be allowed to participate in the digital world. Well, you know what? Silicon Valley can't cancel this movement, or this rally, or this congressman. We have a Second Amendment in this country, and I think we have an obligation to use it. The Second Amendment, this is a little history lesson for all the fake news media. The Second Amendment is not about, hunting, it's not about recreation, it's not about sports. The Second Amendment is about maintaining within the citizenry the ability to maintain an armed rebellion against the government if that becomes necessary. I hope it never does, but it sure is important to recognize the founding principles of this nation and to make sure that they are fully understood. Oh, they hate that. That'll be the part that gets me like kicked off YouTube, right? Talking about our rights and our freedoms. Have you seen who Joe Biden wants to put in as the head of ATF? This is someone who has dedicated their career to depriving law-abiding citizens of their access to rights. Gun control is not going to deter the criminals. And where I come from in North Florida and where you come from in Georgia, gun control just means we have a steady aim. We have a right to be free of unreasonable search and seizure in this country, and we better protect it. For anyone who thinks that the deep state is not real, if they think you're a conspiracy theorist, just think about the things we've already seen. An FBI lawyer literally changed evidence before a secret court because they thought it would help them go after President Trump. The director of national intelligence under Obama stood up and said, oh no, we're not collecting data on mass scale from Americans. Turns out they were collecting data en masse from our fellow Americans. And how about that traitor Jim Comey? Jim Comey lied and leaked, and he used the FBI as a mechanism to accomplish politics. The deep state is everywhere. It is real. It is even at the post office. The United States Post Office has an internet covert operations program. Wouldn't it be nice if the post office just delivered our mail on time and on budget without spying on the social media proclivities of the American people? Well, I'm for abolishing the deep state everywhere. And one place that we could certainly look is the office of Dr. Fauci. Oh, I'm so sick of him. Dr. Fauci is like, remember the magic 8-ball? Like you shake the magic 8-ball, you ask Dr. Fauci, it's like, oh, you don't have to wear a mask. Then you shake it again, and you have to wear a mask. And then you shake it again, and you have to wear 2 masks. And you shake it again, and you have to get vaccinated, but still wear a mask. Now you can get vaccinated and not wear a mask. These people have lost credibility with the American people because they have not been honest, because they have been trying to seize power. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Unfortunately, almost every agency of government that I've observed in Washington, D.C., they just want to grow larger. And to do that, they help their friends and they target their enemies. And we'd like to think that there are at least some in Washington that don't do that. But unfortunately, it is a condition that we have observed with presidents of both parties. We're still here because there's still a lot of swamp left to drain in Washington, D.C., and to get the job done, we're actually going to need some fighters. The Wuhan Institute of Virology. So, back in April of 2020, I went on Tucker Carlson's program and said, hey, I don't really think it's reasonable that the Chinese are telling us that a bat somehow traversed a gazillion miles, ended up in a pangolin, then ended up in a soup, and that we shouldn't blame the Wuhan Institute of Virology for the Wuhan virus. And so we told the truth. We laid bare that we had to bring that funding back home, not send it to a place where even our own State Department said in 2018 there were insufficient controls to ensure that there was not a release of something very deadly and very detrimental. I got a call that night. I went on Tucker Carlson. Matt, this is your favorite president. And I was like, Reagan? He did not laugh. But within hours, President Trump canceled funding to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Oh, and the media, they went crazy. Oh, these are heroes, they told us on CBS's 60 Minutes program. Gaetz and Tucker Carlson and Trump, they've done a terrible thing to stop us from fighting the virus. Well, now that the truth starts to come out, we learn that there was no leaping of this virus through the pangolin, whatever that is. that the evidence seems to suggest precisely where this virus came from. And now we're learning that in the opening months of the Biden administration, they were taking action to eliminate that investigation, to stop our search for the truth. Well, you know what? Too many Americans have died. Too much justice is required. Too much accounting from China is demanded. We are going to get the truth. The truth will prevail, and we're going to hold China and the Chinese Communist Party accountable for the death and destruction they brought our country and the world. And so in this great country that we love and fight for and serve, why is it that it takes so long to get the right policies in place, to utilize some common sense? The reason is that our government in the swamp of Washington is fundamentally corrupt. Committee assignments are bought and sold. Lobbyists control how much power you have. PACs control how much resource you have for your campaigns. Everyone is just worried about where they're going to be climbing up the ladder of a corrupt system. I love Donald Trump because he rejected that corrupt system. And you know what? After the art of the deal is the art of the comeback. And I think Donald Trump's coming back in 2024 to secure the presidency for our movement and our people and our great nation. And if he doesn't, who knows? But for our policies to be better, for our trade to be better, for our government to be more honest, for our borders to have integrity, first, our elections must have integrity, and we need your help to fix the problem right here in the state of Georgia. What is going on in Fulton County? I mean, this is a red state. You are God-fearing, wonderful Americans, and I think that the 145,000 ballots that we're about to audit and review in Fulton County are going to tell one hell of a story. And you know what? We're going to push back against the Biden Justice Department if they try to do anything to interfere with that audit. Marjorie and I were just out in the state of Arizona, and there we've got some patriots that want to get to the bottom of what happened in Maricopa County. And you know who's shaking in their boots? The Biden Justice Department. They were sending letters threatening people in Arizona to stop the audit, or they would bring a civil rights action against them. Well, I think the Biden Justice Department should be actually working to vindicate the civil rights and voting rights of our people, not fighting against them. Will you let them know that you will not be intimidated in the state of Georgia? This is so obvious, I can't even believe I have to say it out loud. Requiring an identification to vote is not racist. Assuming that some race of people can't get an ID is actually what's racist. You have to get an ID to get on a plane, to get a fishing license. For almost, don't you have to have an ID to buy a gun? But to vote, I guess like a note from your mom will do. Speaking of gun ownership, I am a strong supporter of constitutional carry. The only permit that should be required for gun ownership is the Constitution of the United States of America. It is great to be in the presence of such joy and such welcoming. They always try to portray us as this like nativist tribal movement. The reality is we're here because we want all of our fellow Americans to succeed and do better and be more prosperous, but we're not going to apologize for American greatness. It's actually the goal. We want to be a great country. We're not sorry about it, and we're going to keep embracing the policies that will lift up all people so that we can actually go and preserve another generation of prosperity and richness and wealth. You know, when he gave a speech to accept the Republican nomination for president in 1988, George H.W. Bush said, "I'm a quiet man, and I hear the quiet people of this country. Well, I am not a quiet man, and America First is not a quiet movement. We'll be raucous when we have to. We'll demand better, we'll demand more, and we'll demand that more districts across this great nation send fighting members of Congress like Marjorie Taylor Greene. It is horrifying what the media has done to Marjorie, and frankly, too many Republicans have taken the bait and gone along with it. You know, they call Marjorie an anti-Semite. If Marjorie is an anti-Semite, she is terrible at it, because she is one of the most pro-Israel members of Congress to have ever served. Marjorie Taylor Greene actually calls out Israel's enemies. She actually challenges their detractors to debate policy and to engage on ideas. And I'm proud to stand with this woman. And it is so offensive that the establishment in Washington, D.C. think they know better than you, think they know better than the people of North Georgia. Well, you know what? Marjorie Taylor Greene got way more votes than most of the people that don't want her serving on committees. I trust all of you, not the swamp creatures in Washington, D.C. Trump is, in fact, the leader of our party. And ours is a party and a country that's still worth fighting for, because there is no place to run, no distant land to convert to our purposes should America fall. I feel the love, but America is not just an idea or a constitution. America is our home. And so let us go forward and protect our elections, protect our borders, protect our gun rights, our free speech rights, our constitutional rights, and let's protect our home. God bless you. God bless this great country. Let's go get them.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm your host for this evening. My name is Liz Willis. I want to encourage all of you to follow me on Twitter at Liz Willis and on Instagram at Liz Willis. It's LizWillis. I'm also sending everyone over to Laura Trump's show. It's called The Right View. It's going to be debuting on RSBN for the first time ever immediately following tonight's event at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's called The Right View. They have an Instagram page called @TheRightView, and I'm asking everyone to go blow up that page with love and flags and hearts. So go search it on Instagram. Make sure to give them a follow and comment on the most recent post, letting her know that she is welcome at RSBN. The RSBN family welcomes her, and we're so excited to debut that tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our app. If you're not familiar with the app, you can download that in any of the either Apple or Android app stores. You can also download it via Google Play, Amazon Fire, and Roku TV. So sit back. You've got a lot of programming coming right at you. We've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia's very own Congresswoman from the 14th District, coming out, taking the stage any second now, immediately following tonight's event here in Dalton, Georgia, which is scheduled to wrap right around 8. We're going to be going straight over to The Right View with Laura Trump. Again, we are so excited. We want to make sure that she feels an overwhelming amount of love and support from our Right Side Broadcasting family. Now, speaking of love and support and RSBN family, we've got to talk about Mike Lindell. This man's been in the news lately. He went to a Republican governor's dinner and was actually kicked out, allegedly, by Doug Ducey of Arizona and Georgia's own Brian Kemp. So Mike actually called me and we talked about it, and I said, Mike, this is heartbreaking. Like, I feel bad for you. And of course, I mean, I'm very empathetic. Anyone getting kicked out of somewhere, that's sad. And he laughed. He said, no, Liz, don't feel bad for me. This is good. Now the media, they want to talk to me again. They want to call me. And he's like, and it gives me another platform to talk about the real issues. And that's the election and what happened to President Trump. So once again, this man is just spinning everything and working into a good thing, this negative situation, turning it into something good and working hard, using it to propel forward and to energize him to continue fighting for election integrity. So it really is remarkable how much energy, time, and money and resources he's invested into this. So if you guys want to help support him, go to www.mypillow.com. Use code RSBN. That code works for up to 66% off your entire order at mypillow.com. Now they also give the proceeds of those sales back to us, so it's a way to help keep us in business as well. It's kind of a double win. You get a lot of bang for your buck as opposed to just donating. You actually get some of these incredible products. They actually have over 100 products to choose from. It's not just pillows. They also have blankets, duvet covers, bath towels, beach towels, travel pillows, you name it. There's so much more. I'm actually my sister is turning 30 on Sunday. Y'all can help me wish Rebecca a happy 30th birthday, my big sis. But she's getting, and I hope she's not watching, a pink My Pillow bathrobe, size medium. They actually have women's and men's cuts, so I think there's nothing more luxurious than having your very own spa-like bathrobe. And she's going to get that for her birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, Becca. I also have a bachelorette trip coming up. 20 girls, you guys, pray for me. I'm organizing 20 different girls. They're each getting in their little goodie bags a My Pillow bath towel. I'm so excited. It's just a joke at this point. Anybody who knows me knows that they are getting, if there's a gift, a birthday, an anniversary, a holiday coming up, they're getting My Pillow. It's my favorite thing to purchase, my favorite thing to give to my loved ones. And I just think it's wonderful to support conservative organizations like Mike Lindell's My Pillow, which hires hundreds of Americans and employs them and is manufactured right here in the beautiful United States of America. So check them out. Again, that's code RSBN for up to 66% off your entire order. Hopefully you guys have already downloaded the RSBN app. Again, that's super easy. You can do it in the App Store. If you have an iPhone, I know you guys might get a lot of questions. How do we do it? Go to your iPhone. If you don't know where your App Store is, you can slide all the way to the left, click Search, click App Store, then search RSBN in the App Store. Download it, and you're done. You don't have to create an account to use it. None of that tricky, catchy stuff. We're not trying to data mine your information. We just want to be able to broadcast. It is our mission. It is our calling. We want to broadcast these events to you as easy and as seamless as possible. So that's what we want to do. We want to make this easy for you guys to tune in. It's completely free. It's not something you have to subscribe to on cable. So search RSBN and you'll be able to do that. I'm going to jump into the YouTube Super Chat really quick and give some shout outs. So if you haven't yet and you're thinking about it, go ahead and get your donation in via the YouTube Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, you can look at that live chat. Make sure you're utilizing it. You have to be signed into a YouTube account to use it. And you'll be able to click that $sign in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll be able to donate absolutely any amount. Every penny helps. And I'll read some of those shout outs right now while I reload this event. It's 7:34 p.m. Eastern time here in Dalton, Georgia, and the crowd is excited. We've got them up. We're doing the YMCA. Reminds me a lot of President Trump's rallies. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a little bit late, but it's okay. Of course, she is the star of the show because this is Georgia. Something worth noting, the Florida and the Arizona rallies, she was actually the first speaker. It seems like they switched that around. Being that this is Georgia, she is the keynote speaker for today's event. So I like what I'm seeing here. Joe Smo said, bought a My Pillow, boom, neck pain gone. Joe, I absolutely love that for you. Fun fact, and I completely agree. So I'm really picky about pillows, and my pillows right now, because they're fluffier, I use them at kind of my headboard, and then I had these white ones that I had sworn by, and I've been using those. It's kind of a combination. I cannot use those anymore. Now I can only use the My Pillow, and if I switch it out in my sleep when I'm rolling around and I don't have My Pillow under my head, I'm not kidding. I'm not a doctor, so take this with a grain of salt, but I'm in pain the next day. So that's my testimony towards my pillow. And there's no better time than right now because code RSBN gets you the biggest discount off that they have ever done, taking those prices from $69.98 to $29.98. The music is blasting. I believe a Humvee is about to come through the left side. If my intel is correct, now most people would think Marjorie would be entering from the doors, but leave it to her to most likely arrive in a very grand fashion. And you guys, only Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Please welcome
Georgia! Oh, home sweet home. Thank you. This is about the best birthday party I could have. Thank you so much, and God bless you guys. Thank you for coming out on this Thursday night. I can't think of any other crowd I would love to hang out with, but the awesome people in Georgia's 14th District. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Let me tell you guys, now we've got some guests from out of town here, okay? Now, being from the South, some of you that aren't from the South, you may not understand, but we love to entertain. We love social grace and charm, and we love to welcome new people here to town. And we've got a whole lot of media here today, everyone. Now, you know. Bless their hearts, that's right. And they've been crawling all over Northwest Georgia. You want to know why? They just don't understand you people. Well, they don't understand, and I'll tell you why. They're all wrapped up in that little bubble up there in the swamp. Yeah. In the Beltway. That's what they call it. We call it the dirty, filthy, nasty swamp. Well, let me tell you why they don't understand you. They don't understand real Americans. You see, they're very disconnected because they've been very concerned about themselves and their ratings and the Democrat Party, the Socialist Party that they support. But they're so disconnected that they don't realize that we don't care what they think, right? So they're crawling all around, taking videos of you all, asking you questions. Why did you vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene? How do you feel about the election? Do you think it was stolen? How do you feel about January 6th? And do you support Marjorie Taylor Greene and her comments? Thank you very much. You see, I'm one of the people. I'm not a politician. And the whole reason they don't understand me is because I go to Washington and I walk in Congress and I walk up and I say exactly what we all say at the dinner table every single night. Yep. And the reason why I do that is because it's people over politicians and not the other way around. So let's be kind to our media. They're terrified of you all. But we're not the party of violence. You see, we're not the Democrat Party that supported and funded Antifa and BLM riots all over the country. We're not the party that tore down monuments all year long, and you better bet we're going to protect Stone Mountain's monuments. You see, we're the people that loves our history. We love our Constitution, we love our freedoms, and we love our gun rights. So when Joe Biden's pick for the ATF is up there talking about and trying to explain what a semi-automatic rifle is, and talking about an AR and doesn't even know what it means, we're all sitting at home laughing at him, taking care of our gun collection. Reminding our state leaders that they better pass constitutional carry. I think that should get done. As a matter of fact, I'll make a phone call for you all about that one and remind someone how important it is. I remember that promise. I do. We do want an audit. Let's talk about that. Let me ask you guys a very important question, though. We've got to clear something up. Who won the presidential race on November 3rd for Georgia? It's hard to imagine, isn't it? After boat parades, over 4,000 boats on Lake Lanier, Lake Altoona, Lake Sinclair, lakes all over Georgia, boat parades, after all the car parades, after people sign waving, after 2 huge Trump rallies right here in Georgia. Did anybody see a Joe Biden rally? Joe Biden hasn't even had a rally this big. He can't. They don't let him out of the basement, you all. They don't want people to know what happens after his meds wear off. It's a pitiful thing. It's a pitiful thing. Well, here's what I have to say. The Georgia taxpayers, that's you all, you pay for the elections. You paid for the ballots, you paid for the machines, you pay the people that run the elections, right? As a matter of fact, you pay for all of it. That means you're the customer, and if you want an audit, you deserve an audit. You see, most people in government don't understand the way business works. They don't understand that you're the customer. And that customer service is extremely important because when the Georgia taxpayers or the American people across this country decide that they have had it with the pathetic non-customer service that they're getting from their governments, well, you all can make a change, can't you? Well, let's talk about the sorry things happening in Washington. Right now, we have Joe Biden running our country. We have Kamala Harris, who's supposed to be in charge of the border and hasn't been there yet. But she'll talk to the Mexican president about a landscaping project planting trees down there because they need to worry about climate justice and that's somehow going to stop all the migrants, the illegal aliens from invading our country. What happened to worrying about the children in cages? Does the Biden administration and the Democrats not worry about children in cages anymore? Do they not care about drug trafficking, human trafficking? No, they're in business of helping the cartels. The cartels love the Democrats. Yeah, they're down there, they're like this. They're like, we're making a lot of money off of Biden, Joe Biden. That's my really bad Mexican accent. Oh, they love them. They love them. They are raking it in, helping people invade our country. You know, Joe Biden has a new policy. It's called sanctuary country. Do you all think America is supposed to be a sanctuary country for illegal aliens? No, absolutely not. No, you want to know what's happened to ICE? You see, the Democrats, they have something they love to do to men. They want to take away their masculinity, right? Well, the Democrats want to do the same thing with law enforcement. They want to do the same thing to ICE, and they want to do the same thing to our military. So ICE, under the Trump administration, used to arrest an average of 9,000 illegal aliens a month. Do you want to know what it's dropped to under Joe Biden's ICE? It's dropped down to an average of one every 2 months. They get arrested and deported. ICE agents say that they do not have the support and the backup of the new administration to make these arrests and deport people that are breaking our laws and entering our country. No, as a matter of fact, Joe Biden is welcoming them in. And that's why Kamala Harris has no need to go to the border. They want them in here. Now let's talk about our military. God bless our military. Thank you to every veteran in this room that has served. Thank you to every veteran that is watching this rally. I've never talked to a veteran that said he signed up to serve our country so that America could become a socialist nation. Never. As a matter of fact, they served to protect our Constitution, protect our freedoms, protect our borders, and protect our American way of life. But Joe Biden has a different plan, and it's happening. He wants a woke military. That's right. As a matter of fact, he has certain people in charge of purging the extremists out of the military. Extremists, can you imagine? It's ridiculous. So they have people in charge, believe it or not, that are actually more Islamic terrorist sympathizers that are in charge of purging our military. This is actually happening, everyone. These are people that have been to activist events, have been involved in organizations, have been apologists for Islamic terror attacks, have been apologists for Hamas, people that said the Muslim Brotherhood should not be called a terrorist organization. These are the people that Joe Biden has purging our military of extremists. That's how woke they are. It's disgusting. In a matter of months, our country is spiraling out of control. You know how much gas was right after November 3rd around here? $1.77. What are you people paying for gas now? Yeah, you're paying close to around $3. It's coming up there. In a matter of months, inflation is happening. How many small business owners do we have in the room here tonight? Oh, yeah. God bless you. It's hard to be a small business owner. See, this is what people don't understand about America is most of the businesses in our country are small businesses. And small businesses, being a small business owner is living the American dream. It's the most amazing thing you can do. It's the hardest thing you can do. And they employ many, many people. And small business owners see their employees like family. They love them and appreciate them. They invest time in them and they need them. But right now with the Joe Biden administration and their stimulus checks paying people to stay home, you want to know what the problem is? Nobody can find anyone to come to work. No one wants to go to work. Why? Because you can sit home in your pajamas all day, scrolling on social media or hanging out or doing whatever you want, and you can collect a check. Why would you go to work? You see, socialism is already failing. That is really sad. So what is happening to our economy? People can't hire people to come back to work. You know what else? We're at a point right now where we are in a deficit of 90,000 truck drivers from the number we were in a deficit this time last year. Truck drivers are incredible people. If you're a truck driver, God bless you. You're so great. You deliver goods and supplies all over this country. We need truck drivers, and we're in a shortage. So at a time right now where businesses already can't find workers, our supplies are in a shortage because you want to know what happens? If you own a manufacturing company, like here in Dalton, what do we make? Flooring, carpet. But guess what? We need people to work. And that means if you don't have people to work, you can't make your goods and supplies as fast as you normally should be able to because you're competing with the federal government. Private businesses shouldn't have to compete with the federal government. I think the government's out of place, don't you? So you know what that means? That means there's a shortage of goods and supplies, and that means inflation is happening. See, we're having a little business class CNN. I hope you're airing this one. You've trained people to hate so much, they've lost their common sense. So when inflation starts happening, that means prices go up. Things cost more money. And it's a problem. This hurts our economy. So we're at a shortage of workers. We're at a shortage of supplies. But you know what's happening? That federal government paycheck just keeps on rolling out, doesn't it? Yeah, there's supposedly an end in sight. But you know what the Democrats want? They would love for them to be able to just keep handing out paychecks to everyone, government checks. You see, they want socialism. They want socialism really, really bad. You know, they spent 4 years, some of these folks back here on this platform, 4 years calling Republicans Nazis. Yeah, remember that? How many times have you seen it? Nazis. That's a mean, nasty, dirty word. And what did they call President Trump? Hitler. That's right. He's one of the most evil men to ever walk this earth. But that's what they called our president. Yes, he is the best president ever. And you know what? We're bringing him back. That's right, we're bringing them back. You know, Nazis were the National Socialist Party, just like the Democrats are now a National Socialist Party. They have a little group in the Democrat Party that I work with in Congress. Some lovely ladies. I call them the Jihad Squad. And lately, they have really earned their name. You see, while Hamas was sending rockets into Israel, right, because Apparently, that's what they do. They do it over and over again. You know, and Iran gives them $30 million a month. Did you know that? $30 million a month so that they can attack Israel. Well, you know, we had members of the Jihad Squad saying, shame on Israel for defending themselves. How about that? Yeah, the Jihad Squad, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and the rest of the gang, they support BDS, which hurts Israel's economy. They want to boycott their goods. That's what our United States members of Congress support, hurting Israel's economy. They support Hamas, bombing Israel. You know what else they support? Antifa, BLM, thugs, domestic terrorists fighting our people, burning our cities, attacking our police officers. That's who they support. So we have actual United States members of Congress, the Jihad Squad. There's a big group of them, by the way. It's not just a couple that support terrorism abroad and terrorism at home. You know what I think about that? And let me ask you guys how you feel about it. I think they should be expelled if they are supporting terrorism. CNN is fact-checking me right now. They're like, it's a spectacle. They also want to defund the police. You know, the Democrats, the same members of Congress that were so outraged and that's all they can talk about is the January 6th Capitol riot. You know, and they are constantly talking about defunding the police. And they have bills and they vote for it and pass legislation to hurt police officers, take away their funding, make it difficult for them to do the job, open it up so they can be sued and so their names can be put on a public list, a list that people could look up and target them, whether it's verified or not that they even belong on this list. Yeah, that's the Democrats. But when they get scared, guess who they call? The police. You can't even make that up, right? Maybe they should call a social worker. That's really what they want, social workers to replace police officers. I think they should call a social worker. Yeah, call BLM. That's a good one. I'm sure they'd show up. You know, BLM is funded on their Act Blue fundraising platform. If you want to donate to Black Lives Matter, go to Act Blue to the Democrat Party fundraising platform. How about that? Well, you know, as a business owner, I really believe in capitalism, and I believe in making a profit, not a loss, and I think that's what Congress should be doing. How about you all? No, but we're coming up on nearly $30 trillion in debt. How many small business owners think you could survive with debt like that? You can't. Joe Biden wants to raise your taxes. You know what he wants to do? He wants to pass capital gains taxes and raise them through the roof. He also wants to raise death taxes, and then they want to tell everybody, oh, that's only for the rich people. But you want to know how it affects everyone? It hurts you, and I'll tell you why. They want to stop the transfer of generational wealth. When that happens, guess what? That means a lot more people will become dependent on the government, which is exactly what the Democrats want. Their policies are going to ruin our country. And you see, I know this so well that I decided, you know, I think America deserves to hear about the Green New Deal. Yeah. So I went to the author of the person that introduced the Green New Deal. She's a lovely little girl from New York. Her name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I think she's Ocasio-Cortez. And I said, AOC, I think we need to have a debate about your legislation, about policy, about the Green New Deal, because the American people deserve to hear about it. You see, I'm a business owner, and I've created jobs. I've built the economy. but your little bit of policy is going to destroy jobs and destroy our economy. And it's socialism, and it's against everything that America was built on. So we should debate your policy in front of the American people, because they deserve to hear both sides before you Democrats shove it down their throats. Yeah. Even her supporters think it's a good idea. They think she's going to crush me. What do you all think? Yeah, I don't think so either. So she doesn't want to debate me anymore. And because I kept asking her about it, and I asked her about it because that's what we're supposed to do as members of Congress. We're supposed to debate legislation, right? Well, she's so disturbed that she considered taking out a order against me, a restraining order. Can you imagine that? Now remember, this is the same little girl from New York who has supported Antifa and BLM riots that have attacked American cities, burned them, attacked police officers night after night. She even put out a little guide on her Instagram of how to go protest. Yeah, a little guide recommending you keep your hair pulled back, making sure that, you know, that you're all ready. You got a snack and water bottles, probably advising people to take cans of soup. They don't give them to the hungry, you guys. They throw them at police officers. The Democrats are an interesting crowd, though. They really are. It's the house of hypocrites. And it's run by the queen of the house of hypocrites, Nancy Pelosi. Yep. I have a new name for her. I call her Speaker Maskhole. It fits. It's appropriate. So, you know, Joe Biden suddenly declared that COVID was over, and the CDC went along with it, and you don't have to wear your mask anymore. And so I went back to Washington, and I was really excited. I was like, yeah, I believe in people wearing a mask if they want to. I believe in people getting a vaccine if they want to. But I'm really tired of wearing this mask when I don't need to. Boy, we have a lot of smart people in the room. You must have something called common sense. So I decided to stop wearing my mask on the House floor, and apparently that's frowned upon. As a matter of fact, I received a couple of letters about that, and I've got a fine for $500 and another fine for $2,500, which is a heck of a lot of money. And I don't have to pay it, and I'm not going to. Do you think I should have to pay that? They aren't going to take my paycheck for standing up for kids every single day across this country who are forced to wear a mask when they go to school, when they're in the lowest risk group and they're not spreading COVID around. As a matter of fact, they're kids in school and they shouldn't be forced to wear a mask. And you know what else? Athletes, high school athletes and kids shouldn't be forced to wear masks when they're competing in their sports. We shouldn't be seeing videos of track athletes running outside with a mask on, deprived of oxygen when they're running as hard as they can so that they fall down and land face first on the finish line. That's an outrage. So I won't be wearing my mask anymore on the House floor. I don't care how many letters and fines they tell me they're going to give me. I'm not doing it. Because I'm an American woman and I'm free. And all of you are Americans and you're free. And if I can't stand up and fight these microaggressions in the people's house, then how is anyone supposed to be able to fight it at home? We are not going to be treated like second-class citizens because we don't want to wear a mask anymore and because we refuse to get a vaccine that's not even approved by the FDA. And there is no government agency, there is no business, there is no school, there is no group that can force you to get a vaccine that you don't want to get. That's wrong. Yeah, my body, my choice. And you know what? It's a great statement. I'll tell you why it's a great statement. My body, my choice. Because when it comes to abortion, that baby in a woman's womb is not her body. That's a body that belongs to another human being. It should never be murdered in her mother's womb. Over 62 million people in this country. Yeah, those were American citizens that were murdered in their mother's womb. It's a horrible lie. A lie sold to women that in order to achieve, you have to kill that baby. That is the worst evil, most horrific evil that is happening in our land. We need to end abortion completely. End it. Well, back to Speaker Maskhole. I want to tell you guys a little story. See, she doesn't really care about COVID either. Nope, she doesn't care. She don't care. It's just a political tool for power. I'll tell you how I know that. I've watched it. January 3rd, when I was sworn into the 117th Congress, the same Congress that declared that there's no such thing as gender anymore. Yeah, what a joke. Well, anyways, Nancy Pelosi was a little short on votes. You see, she needed everybody to show up to vote for her so she could be Speaker of the House. A lot of these Democrats hadn't even been there for months because they were sitting at home voting by proxy with about 6 masks on their face inside doing Zoom calls. You can't even make it up. Yeah, so she told all her people, you better show up in Washington on January 3rd because I need you here to vote for me. Well, guess what? There were a few members that had tested positive for COVID. She brought them in anyways. Yeah, they were there. They were there. They were there. So imagine that. If COVID is such a terrible thing that Nancy Pelosi thinks that we're all like a big petri dish in here spreading it all around, and she thinks that people that are unvaccinated and unmasked are like the unclean of the civilization. That's how they treat us, right? Yeah, but she brought in her COVID-positive Democrat members so they could vote for her for Speaker of the House. Well, then she even went a step further because some of them were complaining about that. So she ordered a box built inside the chamber. It's up on the top, on the upper level, so they could sit in there and vote. But I don't know about you guys. We aren't really living in Star Trek, and they don't just beam these people in the COVID box, right? No, they got to walk around to get in there, don't they? As a matter of fact, they got to fly or drive into Washington, D.C., which meant they were around people. They had to walk into the Capitol building. Oh, God forbid, bringing in COVID. Yeah. They had to come in there, and that's how they got in there to vote for her for Speaker. So do you think Nancy Pelosi really cares about COVID? No. She doesn't care one bit. She just cares about power. So the Jihad Squad, which is supporting terrorism, do you think Nancy Pelosi has denounced them? No, she didn't denounce them. We have Eric Swalwell, who slept with a Chinese spy. He sits on the Intel Committee. Did old Speaker Maskhole denounce Eric Swalwell? No, she did not. She made sure he stayed on the Intel Committee. She's got old Ilhan Omar. It's rumored that she married her brother. At least that's what I heard. Did y'all hear that same rumor? Yeah. She's very loyal to, not to America. But Nancy Pelosi defends her. She would never denounce her. As a matter of fact, she wouldn't denounce Maxine Waters, who flew across state lines and went in and incited a riot in an area that was having riots every single night. Let me ask you something. When Maxine Waters walks in and tells them after 11 o'clock at night, which is past curfew, by the way, to get more confrontational, what's more confrontational than the violence in the streets, burning cities, looting businesses, attacking police officers, attacking property? What is more confrontational than that? So I introduced a resolution to expel Maxine Waters. Yeah. But Nancy Pelosi did not denounce her. Oh no, she knows how to hold everybody in really tight so that they can ram through the Democrat socialist agenda that's going to tear down our country. That's what she's doing. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that happening so well in our Republican conference. Unfortunately. We had 10 Republicans vote to impeach Donald J. Trump, our president. We shouldn't have had one. But that's how it seems to work. You see, here's what we have to do. Republicans have to take back the majority in 2022. It's critical that we do that. But when we take back the majority, we have to take it back with a Republican conference that understands conservative American values. What do you all think? And we have to take back the House with leadership that cares about conservative American values, which are America First policies. So that's what we're going to be working on, and we're going to be working very hard on doing that. So this is what Matt Gaetz and I are doing. We're traveling the country with these America First rallies, and I'll tell you why they're so important. We know that America First policies are the only way to save America and stop socialism. And it's our job to do it. It's our generation's turn. And the reason why we have to do it is because we have great threats to our future. We have China, where it is now mostly known that the COVID virus came out of a lab. But Facebook banned you if you said that before, which is probably a bunch of you in this room. We have an Iran that would love nothing more than to have nuclear weapons. We have a Middle East that doesn't care about Israel's right to defend itself. As a matter of fact, they'd like to yank those people right out of their land and hand it to the Palestinian Authority. We have a world that wants to invade America and is currently doing that along our southern border. And then they want the American taxpayers to pay for their housing and their food, stimulus checks, whatever, while they also work a job and send money back home, tax-free. You see, these America First policies are the policies that President Trump put in place over the last 4 years. America First policies are the policies that we know that we can trust to save our country and build our children's future. These are the policies that we're going to take all over the country and make sure that the Republican Party understands that this is what the American people want, because it's people over politicians, and the only way we're going to do that is with America First. That's right. Yep. See, you guys all understand it. It makes sense to you because you're Americans and you love our country. Let me tell you what we're about to do. I'm going to walk off this stage and I'm going to go get my friend, Congressman Matt Gaetz. We're going to come back out here and we're going to have a little bit of stories to tell, and we're going to talk a little bit about some interesting things that go on that you don't hear about on CNN, because CNN is really too interested in training their viewers to hate me. How many of y'all watch CNN? Yeah, they lost like 70% of their viewers or something like that. Apparently, people don't want to watch hate all day long and propaganda news. Yeah, figure that one out. Maybe y'all should interview with them afterwards. Tell them what you think. But be nice. Remember, we're not the party of violence. We want them to leave and say, you know, they were nice to me there. Nobody hurt me. They might lie, though. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for coming. We're going to be back in a few minutes. God bless you guys. I love you. I love my district. Georgia 14 is the best. See you back in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The America First Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene rally in Dalton, Georgia. Thank you for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. We're almost entirely viewer funded, so your donations and your support mean the world to us. Check out our website if you are curious about how you can donate. You can find more information by going to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. We also encourage you to check out mypillow.com for up to 66% off your entire order by using code RSBN. So if you find something you love and you got to have it, now's the time. That coupon code is one of the biggest and best discount codes in history of MyPillow. So again, that's code RSBN at mypillow.com for up to 66% off your entire order. Now, without further ado, I want to toss it over to the right view with our very own Laura Trump. We're so excited for the debut of tonight's show on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Again, I'm Liz Willis. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Willis. With that being said, God bless you, America. Happy watching.